Imagine a ship. Over decades, every single plank, nail, and sail is replaced. Is it still the same ship? What happens if someone else takes all of the thrown-out materials from the original and remakes the ship? Now there are two. Which one is the real Ship of Theseus? This is the Ship of Theseus Paradox that has frustrated philosophers for millennia. But what if the paradox isn't in the ship? What if it's a glitch in your brain? In his book Cognitive Attack Surface, author Krinken Rohleder introduces the concept of the cognitive vulnerability called the cognitive abstraction error. He argues that paradoxes like Theseus's ship are actually ontological mirages, linguistic and neurological artifacts. A mirage appears real until you understand the conditions that create it. Likewise, the paradox dissolves when we examine how the brain packages reality. To see the glitch, we need to see the packaging. To survive, your brain can't process reality as it is. Reality is immense, complex, and ever-changing. Instead, the brain filters sensory information and compresses reality into associations and categories. We sometimes mistake the cognitive abstraction made in our brain for external objective reality. When we view something shaped as a chair, we immediately recognize this physical object as a chair instead of the materials clumped together in an odd shape. We see a chair because a chair has utility. The error happens when we forget that chairness isn't a physical reality, it's just a cognitive construct. Abstractions help us act quickly, but they are not the world. Compression trades detail for speed. The map becomes mistaken for the territory. Useful, yes. Ultimate reality, no. We observe a collection of atoms. We label it a ship for understanding and communication. Then we subconsciously believe shipness is a physical property of those atoms. When the atoms get swapped for new ones, but the identity we assign to the ship stays the same, we perceive a paradox. But the paradox is only in our heads. Aggregation, labeling, reification, 3 steps, 1 illusion. Identity, in practice, is a story we keep updating, and the story follows function. This aligns with mereological nihilism, the view that objects with parts don't exist. There are no tables, only atoms arranged table-wise. We see the ship because the ship is what we can sail. The cognitive construct only exists as information processing and brain representation. Our brains evolved for strategic needs, not to perceive objective reality in its full, daunting complexity. Speed beats completeness when survival is on the line. Philosophy names the pattern. Neuroscience shows the mechanism. What feels solid is often a stable arrangement, not a separate thing. This error has real-world costs. We treat the self as a static entity despite our cells constantly changing. We treat corporations as biological organisms. We even attribute intent to AI models, forgetting they are just probability engines using statistical algorithms. Tools can be powerful without being persons. Reified categories harden into dogmas and conflicts. When labels replace reality, nuance disappears. Seeing beneath the label is a moral skill as much as a mental one. The universe is dynamic, complex interplay of matter and energy. However, the human mind, for the purpose of utility, will put things into static categories. Only by first becoming aware of our brain's vulnerabilities, like with the cognitive abstraction error, can we build a more resilient mind. Discover how to build a resilient mind with the book Cognitive Attack Surface by Krinken Rohleder.